Hi there, it's James. Good morning. I just figured that maybe you hadn't seen enough sunrise videos yet, so here's another one. Good morning, it's James here. I'm in the process of moving now. Just started the boat up, which started first time again, which is really nice in this cold, vile weather. It's not really vile, but the boat thinks it's vile. The boats don't like very cold and very damp. Well, mine doesn't anyway. So I'm moving because, and might sound contrary to my hopefully relatively simple existence, there is no internet here, and I have to earn my money somehow, and I earn my money doing writing and so on, which I need a good internet connection for, not for the actual writing but for all the sort of things that go with it, as does Ruth. So sorry, I'll give you something more interesting to look at. Yeah, I really we've been here a few days and there is no internet inside the boat, and a tiny signal outside the boat. I'm sure that's relevant to a lot of you. I mean, obviously you're watching a YouTube video now, so you must use the internet, and it's kind of a bit of a staple for me. A lot of things I do involve the internet. So we're going to move down the canal towards a town called Fazeley, and basically if you keep your phone on the back of the boat, being careful not to drop it in, and you just watch the signal bob up and down, you can find a signal, find a patch where it's good, and then you can just pause the boat around there. So yeah, that's the reason for this video. Okay, yeah, all right, thank you. Right, hello, and the second part of this moving off video. Okay, so I need to put this sideways. Sorry. Right, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so this is a list which we made. Excuse my hands. This is a list we made to check through before we head off, because you can forget things. So this is very particular to us. It might not be too relevant to you, but there's the head count. Let's count all the cats, because you don't want to get 7 miles away and find one missing. That's the map. Take this map, because it tells you, they're very good, Nicholson's Guide. They tell you where all the water points are and all the toilet points and all that kind of thing. Cat ramp. We have a cat ramp which sticks out into the canal so that if the cats fall in, they can climb up easily. Phones, to put your mobile phone outside to check for a reasonable signal when you stop. Fenders, you need to pull up the little fenders, otherwise you can get trapped in the locks. The water key. The water points are to fill your boat up, are accessed with a key, so you need to make sure someone's got that in their pocket. Obviously if you don't have cats, you can nip in and out of your boat en route, but we do not want to open the doors any more than necessary whilst en route. Because if a cat runs out in the middle of somewhere and then jumps off the boat, it could be really awkward. Water bottles, to make sure, because we fill a couple of extra water bottles when we do get to the water point, so we need to make sure they're accessible. Check the oil and the water in the engine before we leave, because it's a very old engine and it tends to lose a bit. The cratch access, make sure the cratch is clear so you don't have an accident getting in and out. Check the bilges, make sure that you pump any excess water out. Put your wallet in your pocket, because you never know, you might come across somebody, you might go past somewhere selling diesel and realise you need some diesel or something like that. And check the centre lines are clear. Those are the ropes on top of the boat, the ones that you use to haul it in. You have to make sure there's nothing jamming them up so that you can moor easily. Okay, so that's our list. We add to it every now and then with new things we think of, but that's about it. All right, thanks very much. Bye. Hello. I'm en route down the canal, and I just thought that you might like to see what are called permanent moorings. So these are moorings for people who don't want to move every 2 weeks. You have to pay the Canal and River Trust. The price varies depending on the sort of amenities and so on associated with the mooring. So it can be quite expensive in thousands of pounds a year, but you know, when you compare that to paying your council tax or whatever taxes you pay in the country you live in, and mortgages and so on and so forth, it's actually not that much, you know, a couple of thousand a year. Obviously you have to buy the boats, but boats start at, say, I don't know, like 10,000 for one that needs a lot of work. So you know, it's quite doable. Somewhere like this is very close to amenities. That's why there's so many people here. There's a place you can empty your toilets. There'll be power provided, so there'll be electricity ports possibly for some of these people, so they can have metered electricity. Although you still see some of them use solar power, because why not? Because it's free. There'll be an easy reach of coal, probably not too far from a town. There'll be a water point that they can use quite regularly. So, you know, it's more like living in a quirky little house than being continuously cruising. But that's great for people who don't want to be up and moving every 2 weeks. So anyway, you can see there are all manner of different boats. The ones that are a bit older and more sort of rustic looking, like our boat, as you can see, I call them jumbly boats, as opposed to there's a lot of very, very beautifully manicured, well looked after boats that I don't know, I've got a soft spot for jumbly boats. So anyway, yeah, thanks for having a look. You can see some guy's supply of timber over there ready to be chopped up. Anyway.